Hey, I'm really glad that you're here. I thought I'd take yet another walk through Minecraft, and maybe you'd like to join me. Have a nice, calm, gentle waltz right through this beautiful, beautiful place. But before we do, as always, I just want to admire the night sky just for a moment. Just look at how beautiful those stars look, twinkling and dancing across the night sky. Truly, it feels awe-inspiring. I do have to wonder if it's ever going to lose that luster and novelty. Surely at some point, but not today. It is absolutely beautiful seeing the clouds gently roll by. And of course, our friend the moon, simply hanging off the night sky, trying to greet us and give us a bit of light. And of course, I have to take a moment to try and get the moon shining and shimmering right off the water there. Isn't that just beautiful? The way it just dances and plays off of the water. There is something very calming and soothing about this place. But anyway, let's try and make our way. I do have the torch out, and I think we're about to enter a very foresty area right after we get done walking through all this sand. In fact, let me just try to slow us down just a little bit for that nice slow crunch across the grass. Look at that. I did see them a little earlier, but I wasn't quite sure what they were off in the distance. Seems like we may have stumbled onto some very, very pretty flowers. Look at those. Aren't they just beautiful? These cute little pink flowers. I'm not even sure what kind they would be, but I do like having them around. It does feel very inviting, doesn't it? Well, as much as I would like to reach out through the monitor and pick one of them up, try to take a nice, deep, deep breath, see what they smell like. We will have to carry on forward. I do hope the rapid jumping isn't overly jarring to see. Oh, and there's a little sheep, I think. But it does look like a sheep, I think. I'm a bit uncertain. He doesn't seem to want to talk to us right now. Maybe you do. Hello. Oh, I might be disturbing them right when they're trying to have their dinner. Well, I'll leave them be for now. I'm sure we got a lot more exploring to do. Well, look at that. We got some berries. Oh. Oh. Oh, is that the noise it makes when you walk through a bush? No, I simply hope that isn't overly loud. But it is very pretty. You can see how vibrant and rich these look. Not to mention the flowers right here. This really is a very calming sight, isn't it? But, well, let's make our way forward. I'm sure there's lots and lots more to see. Just small things we can appreciate and feel extra cozy about as we wind down for the day. Give our minds and our bodies some well deserved rest. And I do hope that you're as comfortable as can be, taking nice, long, and deep breaths whenever the moment calls for it. And I certainly hope that you have been drinking enough water to feel nice and hydrated, just like our friends here. I'm sure they're eating plenty and drinking more than enough. Get them all happy and healthy. Well, let's make our way further in. It is nice whenever I see the little leaves dropping from the trees. It just lets this place feel a bit more physically present, you know. It's all in the small details, isn't it? The little things that we get to appreciate, both in games and just in life, really. I really should get into a habit of just letting the sounds of the game come through. It is so satisfying hearing that crunch every time. We do have another cave system. Oh, but that's water down there, isn't it? But what else might be down here? Might not be much, unfortunately. Just a very quick dip in the water. Nothing too fancy. Oh, it does go a little bit deeper still. Wow, wow, wow. I was really expecting this to be a lot more simply surface level, but there is more here. That is for certain. We found some lava. Oh, and a little flow of lava over here. Wait, what did I just see? I feel like I recognize this kind of block. I assume it's copper of some kind, right? It must be. Makes sense with the colors. Well, I might be misremembering if it's copper that turns greenish upon oxidation. I'm not too sure. I might be misremembering this completely. Oh, it was even deeper. Hey, little guy. Do you want to be my friend? Hey. Alright. I just hope you stay away from the lava. I've seen them accidentally hurt themselves in the past. See, I do feel bad that I'm bringing this bright light, this little torch, possibly disturbing them with my presence when they're trying to rest. But I do have to see, and I ideally hope they don't mind it too much. But look at this. What do we have here? Some more of those. Those little vines we saw the other day. It is quite nice. The way they have that soft glow and that gentle orangey hue. I really appreciate that. I wonder if I can make this jump. Not quite, it seems, but that's no matter. Can I? Oh, I can't climb on them. But I can easily break these blocks right here. And so we can venture on forth. Oh, even more. An even taller vine. Seems like we might, just might have reached a bit of a dead end. Let's slowly break this block and see if we can get even deeper in. Gosh. I swear these areas are just so calming and soothing. All this plant life around us. It's still so odd to me that there's this much in abundance. You know, this much flora so far underground. Now I'm sure in real life this must also be a thing, but I always imagine it to be very, very minor, just through small cracks in the earth, allowing some sunlight in. But this far in, I am, truth be told, a little surprised that there's so much. Was this a dead end? It does appear so. Maybe there'll be some more on the other path. I know I saw one just a little further back. Don't think it wasn't there. Ah, here we go. Let's just make our way deeper in. Ooh. I don't think I've seen these before. Is this like sapphire or something? Wow. Oh, oh gosh, that goes deep, deep down. Well, we can hopefully make our way down there nice and gentle. Let's just try and see how far we can get. Wow, this is a long way. Now, one thing I did learn is that I can, am I remembering it correctly? I can place some water. Oh, there we go. And now I can make my way down. This is still so odd to me that you can just float on down like a little mini watery elevator of some kind. And just like that, we can reach the bottom. Oh, I might be running out of air. There we go. See, nice and easy. That wasn't so hard now, was it? Well, I may have to eat my words because the lava is still very much here. Oh, oh no. I'm terribly sorry. I just flashbanged us with all this lava around. Let me just try to get ourselves away. Now, this might be a terrible idea in case they start to catch on fire. You know, I'm not even sure where I'm going at this point. We're just journeying, aren't we? Well, we made some progress, some elevation. Oh, this works? Okay, I'm a little surprised that dirt is so effective, but I mean, here we are. Should I go back that way, or do you think we've seen enough and we should just make our way back out? I'm leaning heavily towards the latter. I already feel bad enough that I flashbanged everyone with that little bit of lava. Let's see now. Where can we get up to? Oh, it's a whole path up here that I can go up. Oh, and some sort of man-made structure. I remember we found something like this before, but I couldn't find anyone. And you know, I have to wonder if normally we would have enemies here, and because I'm on peaceful mode, they simply don't appear. Oh, we can go really high up. Let's try that. Let's make our way as high up as we can. One more fond farewell to this cave. Oh, did I already hit a ceiling? It does appear. Let's see. Now, fingers crossed there isn't too much above. Oh, there is. Maybe I should just go off to the side a little bit. There we go. Nice and easy. Well, that wasn't too hard now, was it? Go a nice path simply laid out for us. Very, very fortunate. I do still have my torch, and I see something of a path up ahead. Maybe we can find a way out from here. Oh, a bit of a drop, but let's see. Oh, we found some water, which is always nice. But it does appear to be a dead end. Wonder, how do we leave this place? See, this is what I get for being so curious and having to explore. I wonder. Maybe there's a path down here. Gosh, I can't see much. Probably isn't worth going in blind. We can't see any obvious path out. That is a little unfortunate. I feel like this video really is living up to the boring kind of content that I was trying to make. Truly isn't much going on except for trying to get ourselves situated yet again, wandering off the path too much. Isn't this... This does feel like where we started this whole descent. Maybe I can find a way back up from here. This could take a little while. Oh, there it is. There we go, we're almost home free. So I just accidentally hit the controller on the desk. I hope that wasn't too loud. This can't be right. Surely. We must... Oh, there we go. It was just one corner away. Now, what are the chances that we can find our way all the way back out? We never explored this way, did we? I'm not so sure that I want to go underground for a while. I long for the surface. I do hope the torch going on and off isn't too jarring. Imagine it's not too bright to really wake someone up, right? Well, hopefully. Maybe we will go just a little bit deeper. Oof. And try to see what we see. We do have our little friend the bat here to keep us company and guide us through. Well, I do feel like we came by this patch before. Oh, I am a little uncertain. And this looks very familiar, but did we go this exact same way before? I believe we did. And it was a dead end. I remember going up and then looking to the right. So we should probably just keep going straight from here. And that should hopefully get us right back home. I say hopefully, but it's always so tempting. I have to go down, try to see what I can find down here. Oh, this was a dead end. Gosh, my memory is failing me, even though it's barely been any time. Did we go? We went that way before. We came from here. Maybe. I feel like down is never the way, but I feel hard pressed for directions right now. Gosh, I do wish I had some better dungeoneering skills, a better memory for layout. Would be so handy in this situation. Or, frankly, if I just had a map or a compass, something. But it's no big deal. Sure, we can take our time and find our way home. Let's see. What other path have we not considered yet? I wonder if there's someone who's watching this and is just screaming in frustration that I'm missing something so painfully obvious. And for that, I do have to apologize. Oh, I do remember this patch. This is where we came last time. We stopped by, and this is the lava. That's where we went down. Okay, so we went through here 3 times now, 5 times, something like that. Or at least we went down that path and circled around. Maybe I should just be looking for any path that takes us upwards. Maybe it is simply as simple as that. Please don't be a dead end. Yes, it is. We went down here. Oh well, we went up here before. What am I missing? There was some path that we have missed somehow. And this also looks very familiar. Yeah, this is the way we went last time as well. Let's try to exhaust every option. But ideally not disturb the plants too much. I'm sure that they too have had a very long, exhausting day. And all they want is a little bit of rest. Went up there. What else have we not considered? Sorry about that. I also went here. It's a bit unfortunate, but I might officially be lost. Like, truly and completely. Is it time to simply dig upwards? Maybe it is. Wow, I should probably check this path as well. But I feel like we went through here not too long ago. And this should be a dead end. Yeah, it would appear to be. Maybe it is time to simply dig upwards. I suppose in the worst case scenario, I could simply teleport out of this place. But that simply wouldn't be as much fun now, would it? Wonder how long it would take to break these blocks. Okay, it would take quite some time, it seems. Certainly would take quite some time. We must be very deep down. Maybe it is best to simply teleport out. I'm gonna make the jump and we'll cut right back. It's a bit unfortunate that I will have to have a slight disruption in the video, but hopefully it's not too bad. Alright, just a moment. Oh, okay. A bit of a drop, but we are indeed back on the surface. Alright, well, welcome on back. Now, I did lose my sense of direction through all that, so I'm not sure if we're simply going to be wandering right back into the snow. It seems like we might just. Let's turn back and see what we see down the other direction. Let's see now. I do hope we find some other vistas and some other biomes. I feel like I've seen so much snow and so much of these trees. And don't get me wrong, I do appreciate them, but I would very much enjoy a little variety in these views. And I'm sure I can't be the only one feeling this way. We have snow that way too. It seems like if we cut right through here, maybe we can find just something else. I am quite tempted to simply fly around and scout the area, but. Oh, hey, we got a little friend here. But sorry, flying around would probably not feel as immersive, would it? There's so much snow in every direction. It is a bit unfortunate, rather, that we can't seem to find an easy answer out here. It is tragic to say, but we may have to fly out. But let's keep that in the back pocket as a last resort, you know? As much as we can, I would want to explore and appreciate this whole place on foot. Feel all small and cozy in a big, wide open world. Let's see now. What else can we find? Just earlier, I'd had a cup of coffee, despite the late hour, and it feels a bit weird to say this, but I don't really like coffee. The taste, especially if there's no sugar or creamer to it, it's just very overpowering and bitter for me. Although, granted, I'm just using the very cheap instant coffee. I'm sure that's where my first mistake is by quite a margin. But the reason I bring this up is, despite not liking the taste of it, getting to just hold a nice warm cup and the smell of coffee is simply phenomenal to me. And as much as I do enjoy tea, it doesn't quite capture that same aroma profile that I really like in coffee. I almost feel like I can just have the cup in front of me and hold it with both hands, feeling my palms get nice and warm, and just breathe all of it in. Oh, terribly sorry. I keep getting caught on these little berry bushes. They are so much louder and firm than I would have ever expected from a berry bush of all things. But in any case, try to make our way onwards and forwards. Oh, is that? Oh, it is. I think I see a firefly bush just up ahead. Oh, and we have a little body of water here. This is quite nice, isn't it? I sort of wish I could hear the waves a bit more clearly, but I'll still take this view any day of the week. It's very peaceful, very serene. But we have some friends to say hello to. Hey, don't seem very bothered by me, do they? Oh, they're all making friends. Isn't that quite nice? Buzzing and floating around. Very playful of them, isn't it? Much as I do enjoy spending time with them, we have new areas to try and wander into, to try and explore. That's a that's a long path up ahead, isn't it? Maybe we should just go around from the left. I have to admit, it does feel like while my content might hit that very boring vibe, it also feels a bit, I don't know, aimless. And maybe in a certain way that's kind of a good thing, but I do wonder quite often if I should have more, you know, have something scripted in some way, have something prepared for all of you to hear. Well, I say all of you, but it's not like I have a real audience. But truth be told, if it's even just one person listening in, that would have me very excited to get up the next day and make a little bit more. Just the idea that someone might pick this up and fall asleep to my voice while I meander and wander aimlessly through this game. It is a very comforting thought. I'm still having a lot of satisfaction just hearing the footsteps on the grass. We will have to depart onto the ice. Not for too long, I'm sure. Hopefully we can find something new, something different. I did admittedly sort of miss hearing that sound. Hey, another friend for us. Hello. Doesn't seem too bothered to say hello to us. Oh, well, I'll leave them be. I'm sure they have much to do. We do have a lot more eyes over here, and the moon is still there to greet us. You know, maybe next time I will try to be more deliberate, to find a new biome, firmly place myself in it, and simply explore above the ground. It does feel as though these areas, while beautiful in their own right, can end up feeling very, very samey. And I should try to mix it up, change things up just a little bit so we have some variety to it all. Oh, I see some water trickling down from above. At least landing on snow isn't too loud. Oh, listen to that. That is just so satisfying, isn't it? No, maybe at some point I should just find, or maybe learn how to make a campfire. I'm sure that must be a thing in this game, right? And we can just sit around, getting to tell little campfire stories and watch the night pass by, have the stars twinkling around in the background. Wouldn't that be nice? We have little bunny rabbits here again. Ooh, and some flowers poking up through the snow. Oh, it's quite nice. I've gotta say, seeing all the mountains and rolling hills, it is very satisfying to me even now. Now it does appear that we've left the foresty areas. I feel like I'm barely seeing the trees around. Like they are there, but they're very, very sparse, aren't they? Sprinkled and dotted around. As much as I am tempted to go exploring down a dungeon again, oh well, down a cave system, I should say, I do have to withhold myself. I feel like there's so much risk of getting caught up in dead ends all over again and feeling even more frustration over not being able to make our way back out. If only there was some way to, drop little shiny pebbles on the ground to mark our trail. I wonder if this game would have it, and the more I think about it, it does make sense to exist in this kind of game. I remember so long ago when Dark Souls had it, and I made very good use of it. Granted, not as much as I should have, but the little bit of help it did offer was very much welcome. It is so easy to end up lost in those underground dungeons and caves. Well, I feel like I should be saying the few ones. It's not like that game has an overabundance of caves like this one does. But it does get very dark and very, very difficult to figure out where you are and what path you came from. At least up until you get very proficient with that game. And then it just becomes a very trivial matter, isn't it? You almost end up having it memorized like the back of your hand. I do dearly hope that these videos end up finding some use for someone out there. And if nothing else, it is a good practice for me to just get used to and accustomed to speaking into the void. Just never aware if anyone's really going to be listening in. Who knows? Maybe if I try to script it in some better fashion, have something of an idea of what to talk about, what to go exploring for, maybe even find better ways to handle the mic and whatnot. Maybe, just maybe, someone would doze off to it, feeling a nice, comforting presence. Here's another portal that we saw before. Oh, it's a chest. Not too much use to me currently, but maybe I'll do a whole different a whole different session where... What is that noise? Is that a rabbit around me? No, I'm being silly. It's just my own footsteps. But no, I was saying maybe I'll do a whole different session where I keep the UI on and we actually play this game in earnest, truly trying to progress and maybe see what else the game holds for me. It is still so strange to be seeing bamboo out here. Hey, maybe I'm completely mistaken. Maybe bamboo doesn't truly require, a nice forest or something of that nature. Maybe it's a lot more resilient and just grows wherever. I can't remember where I saw or heard some sort of quote about how bamboo almost describes how to deal with struggle and strife in life. Some sort of proverb whose sentiment goes like, a tree stays firm and stubborn, and it manages to get through most times just by the sheer strength and confidence of it all. Whereas a bamboo, even with the strongest winds, it doesn't stay stubborn and hold its ground. It dances and waves along with the wind. And that, apparently, is its true strength. Not in being overly firm, but still being resilient all the same. There is something peaceful about that, isn't it? It makes me think of water in the same way. You can huff and puff all you want, but they'll simply move around everything that comes their way, dancing around them as though they barely even were present. Simply another force trying to play with them. See, I am still lost on where I should be going from here. Well, I say should be, but there obviously is no onus or obligation to it. I do like this place though. It's quite nice. I feel like I can imagine all kinds of stories happening here. Like some sort of icy fortress, Like if we went exploring deep enough, we would uncover some sort of lich or mad magician living atop these slopes. Admittedly, now I'm very much thinking of, I can't remember his name, the Ice King, right? From Adventure Time. That's it. That's what I'm thinking of. It would be nice to have something like that out here. Wouldn't feel as alone. Though I do have to admit, it still feels very, very comfy being out here. Getting to just sit here beneath the stars and appreciate the moon above. But it would be interesting, at least, to have a few characters dotted around. Ideally, nothing hostile, nothing scary to have to contend with. Just another friend, just like our dear friends, the fireflies. Oh, I wonder, how long would it be before we find something new to cling on to? Something different, yet still comforting. I keep thinking surely we must be on the cusp of some new sight, but alas, we would have no such luck just yet. I do feel like I'm circling the same area just along the coast. I should probably just pick one direction and keep moving there, but oh, it's another polar bear. There's no chance it's one of the same ones we saw before, right? Oh, it has a little baby cub. Oh, that's really cute. I do feel worried that they never move. Feels concerning almost. Let's see now. Maybe I should just go for a swim. Make my way in one direction. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can find something completely new. I don't actually know how many biomes this game has. I did see that there was quite a selection when I was creating the world, but I didn't really go over them. And I always assumed this game was very minimal, simply having an icy caps sort of area. I'm sorry about that. A forest, a jungle, surely, maybe a desert. But I wonder what else we could find if we just looked far enough. Surely there must be a lot. And still more that I haven't even considered yet. Really, as far as the eye can see, it is simply ice. If we didn't find that very regular forested area, I would have thought that I messed up and made this one giant icy biome. But that does not seem to be the case. We might have to go around this, but, well, maybe we can just climb right up. Surely it's not going to be all that hard. I may say this now, but I might be eating my words very shortly. Never mind. The game was indeed being very, very kind. There still are so many icy structures all around. Not quite the easiest thing to get past. Let's go for more of a swim. Oh, actually, it does look quite nice down here. It's like a reflected world almost. Like a mirror world with the reflections and all that. That was quite beautiful. Though I do have to admit, I don't know how long we can stay underwater for before our breath becomes an issue. It is kind of cool to see how the world renders, right? Because we can literally see the stars despite being underwater. Isn't that something? Let's see. I'm sure at some point we will find our way into a different area. It is very surprising that my character simply doesn't seem bothered by how cold everything is. I would not last nearly as long. Surely my whole body would just struggle with this kind of cold. Even out of the water, just being in this kind of environment, I would struggle like there's no tomorrow. Let's place a little block here. Well, oh, okay, I'm being very silly. Let's place one right here. Can I not? No, I can't. Maybe from here? Maybe you simply can't. I should probably just break this, shouldn't I? There we go. Maybe one more, then. Oh gosh, I'm just embarrassing myself with this. I feel so boomer right now. Oh, come on. This shouldn't be so hard. I just have to balance ever so slightly. Just like that. And there's... Okay, sorry, that was too loud of a chuckle, but there's so much more. So much more to cover. I would say much more ground to cover, but that wouldn't quite fit. So much more water to cover, I suppose. This is a very nice view, though. I do have to admit. I wonder if in the future I should just start sharing stories from my life, or something like that. I can't say I've lived a very interesting life, truth be told. It's all been very dull and boring. But maybe that would be good for this kind of content, right? Just something dull and boring to slowly doze off to. Let's see now. Well, we are finding some more ice up ahead. Is that? That could be an igloo, but it could very easily just be another random structure, just formed from the ice naturally. We'll just have to get a little closer. and have a little look-see. I wonder if we'll find one of those villagers covered in, oh well, wearing one of those wintry outfits. Wait, is this? It is possible this could be the very same structure we came across before. It was yesterday or day before, if I recall. We saw something that I thought was an igloo, but it just turned out to be nothing. Or at least, nothing of note. Just another random structure of no real importance or significance. Nothing to explore, I should be saying. Let's see now. Maybe I should just cut right through there. You know, I keep thinking maybe past the next structure there'll be something really cool for us to see. So far it hasn't really held through, but maybe the very next one will be exactly what we're looking for. It is quite funny to see the moon appear more like, you know, our moon, more like a circle in the water, even though it's just a square in the sky. Or, I suppose, diamond shaped simply because of how it's tilted. But, in any case, hopefully we're making some progress to a more interesting place to be. This game really is beautiful with how the light pokes through like that. I'm not even just saying it, I know I sound like a broken record with it over and over, but it's true. This game really, really nails it with the aesthetics. Thanks in large part, of course, to the shaders simply amplifying everything for us. Just look at that. The way it just peeks out from the corner like that. That is beautiful. You know, I do wonder if we could, in theory, find some interesting happenstance of constellations up there. I'm almost seeing the Big Dipper at certain points, but it more than likely is just in my head, you know. And I'm like I'm trying to meet it way more than halfway. It's not too important. It's not like we've been tasked to do something like that, right? You know, I just realized I feel so silly. I could have anchored myself to the moon and used that to be my point of alignment, I suppose, from where we could find our way to a different biome. But in any case, we'll probably just try to get higher up over here. Actually, There isn't a very easy path up. Thankfully, we have we have blocks galore. Well, rest assured, I have blocks for days. Okay, maybe not that many. Maybe I will have to break into this a little bit. Oh. Now, I do hope this isn't overly loud. Like, I can hear it pretty heavily, but hopefully the limiter is doing its job well and helping to tame these sounds down. We do seem to be getting closer to the top. Oh, we can even see the sun. Still setting over there, isn't it? That. Try to get higher on up, shall we? It is so much more satisfying to break into snow. It just feels very soft, doesn't it? There we go. Look at that. This is the highest point. And there's our friend the sun. I keep having to remind myself to not spin the camera so haphazardly. Let's try and look this way and see if there truly is anything. Because it really feels like, oh, it's simply the vast emptiness. I am sort of rushing through this too fast, aren't I? Admittedly, I'm not the most pleased with this one. I feel like we didn't really talk about much, nor see much. But I did promise myself that I would just upload and send, because I do want to just get the practice, get more content out there, and try to get better with this. And as much as this isn't quite hitting the mark, I feel like lots of quality and assessing if it's worth uploading are things for a different time. For now, I should just be happy to calm myself down, or to appreciate what's in front of me, and try to get the practice in while I can. That night sky really is something. Well, anyway, I do hope this wasn't overly boring and at the same time not overly stimulating. There has to be a sweet spot where it's just interesting enough to feel like you're actually on something of a journey with me, and just boring enough that you can fall asleep beside me. But all the same, thanks a bunch for watching this far if you did. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful sleep and an even better day coming up for you tomorrow. Sleep well, you. Good night.